Spurs were terrible. After that goal was disallowed, Sheffield United kicking on to win the game convincingly. This is what Jose Mourinho had to say about the second half performance in particular. You have to be ready to cope with negative moments and go to the last minute. Now I know more the profile of my players. I felt it. I feared that in the second half we wouldn't be strong enough to cope. Craig?
Well, if he's feeling that, then he's got bigger problems than even he thought when he first put his big toe through the door of that training ground, because he's made some decisions, and one of those decisions is a partnership of Sanchez and Eric Dyer. Now, I don't see Eric Dyer as a midfield player, although he's played there. He's played well there at times, but I don't see him consistently as a midfielder because I don't think he's mobile enough. And on recent performances, I don't see him as a centre-half either. So I think he's got some big issues there, Mourinho. He's got a back four that'll get you the sack. In its current climate, that back four will get you the sack. And they're making bad decisions. But hey, they've hired this man. They're not going to have a big budget in the summer. They've got some decent attacking players. They've got some talented players. And it's up to him to mould them into a side that can be better than what they are. Listen, what happened to the Jose Mourinho comes to the club and automatically we're more organised and we're better defensively and we're hard to beat? Where is it? We're not seeing it.
They're hard to watch, Stevie, as well at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Craig said when he put his toe through the door, I'll tell you what he did was he followed with his big mouth and said, I like these players. These are a lot of these players I wanted. And 7 months later, is it? He's saying, I'm just finding out about these players. I mean, I'm sorry. Sometimes you got to keep it closed, and he's talking himself into the players having mutiny, like Manchester United. He's thrown them under the bus completely, basically saying they're gutless and they're not strong mentally. I mean, you've got talented players, and as a coach, when you take over a side, you get a job because they need organising and they need to restart. And he hasn't done any of that since he went there. Tottenham Hotspur played no different to the first day he was in there to today's defeat against a team in Sheffield United who, for talent, can't match Tottenham's starting 11, but for organisation, for heart, for mentality, for every other thing, they absolutely cover them.
I really enjoyed that dramatic pause we got there from Stevie, Dan, but I was at the end of it hoping for a bit bigger and better word than mutiny.
We got there in the end. Ian, if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm finding it very difficult to find anything positive to look forward to at the moment.
Well, you've heard about the defensive problems from Craig and Stevie, but what about the attacking work tonight? I don't think Henderson, the goalkeeper, had a save to make. I think they had 70% of the ball, Spurs, but you could have read a book in the time it took them to develop an attack tonight. They were slow, they were slow-witted. The defence you've heard about, the marking was shocking. They were ball watching, they were switching off. It was an absolutely shocking performance from them. And Jose Mourinho, talking about the players, he picked them. He's left Toby Alderweireld, who's probably the best defender they've got on the books, on the bench. Never got on. So Jose Mourinho has to address that. They look like they're going backwards, frankly, to me, Tottenham. I thought Sheffield United were right back to what they were before the lockdown. They were absolutely terrific, and they had a few players out injured as well, and they're right back in European contention.
Well, Toby Alderweireld was a player he wanted at Man United, Ian, as you well know. So that's another one to Stevie's point about players that he either wanted to sign or said he knew they were very, very good before he got there. Listen, let's get to the big picture here. And he trotted out the Harry Kane stats and the stats for other players that played under him over the years a week or two ago. If Tottenham Hotspur don't make any European football at all, and that's looking a huge possibility at the moment, the way they're playing, how do you sell it to one of the best and most sought-after strikers in European football, who's at an age and coming off an injury-hit season, who's at an age where he's going to have to make some big decisions? Because you got to make hay while the sun shines, Dan, and other people come up the ladder, and all of a sudden you're not the flavour of the month anymore. So That would be the worry. And Tottenham fans can come on here and say to me, oh, Harry wants to stay at Tottenham. Harry wants to do this. Harry wants to do that. Harry doesn't want to be just above mid-table mediocrity. And that's where they are at the moment. That's a big concern for Tottenham Hotspur. How do you sell this project, if you want to call it that, to one of the best strikers in world football who could walk into most other teams? Major, major problem, along with the manager that is for Tottenham Hotspur.
Why would he want to stay, Stevie? Surely he's just seen everything that's transpired over the last few months under Jose Mourinho, and you've got to almost question his ambition if he does stay at Spurs.
Yeah, I can't think of a reason why. And I think, you know, had he been at another club, let's say a Man City, who have money, or a Man United even, who have money, then you can convince yourself, if you're a homeboy, that they can spend money and revamp this team. The truth is, Levy's not going to do that. He's going to try and get bargains, as they've done over the last 5-6 years, and it's served them well to a point. But that catches up with you, and it's catching up with them right now because they can't revamp this team. I don't believe they've got enough money to do it. And so why would Harry Kane want to stay? I can't think of any reason whatsoever.
And even when they've spent money, they spent it badly. Ndombele has had an absolute nightmare. That's been a complete bust. Of course, Spurs spending a lot of money on him last summer, Ian. This club is in complete and utter disarray at the moment.
It seems like that, doesn't it? And they're falling further and further behind in the race for a European place next season. And the guys are right. I don't think they've got a lot of money to spend. And Daniel Levy is notoriously miserly when it comes to doing the deals. And that is a very good point that Craig makes, I think, about Harry Kane, who is a Spurs boy. He's part of that club. They brought him through, and he wouldn't want to just leave them in the lurch. But there comes a point in his career where he will start to get a bit restless if they can't even offer him any European football to go with his obvious talent. So that is a watch this space situation, I think.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.